This tutorial is about how to create an email address in cPanel. First thing you do is log into your hostmate account and log into cPanel. Click on the Login to cPanel button here. cPanel will open in another window. And then click on the email accounts link in the email section here. And you'll see your default system address, which is the catch-all, which is turned off by default. You can turn that on if you like. But to create a new email account, we click on the Create button over here. And if you have other domains, you can select which domain you would like to create your new email address on. I'm just going to use the default system or the primary domain hostmates.com.au, and in this field, this first field, we enter the email which we'd like, and I'm just going to put Johnny Boy. So that will be johnnyboy@hostmates.com.au. That will be the new email address. And the password, you can enter a password or you can just generate one with this generate button here, which I've done. And there are some optional settings. Click the edit settings and you can increase the disk space. The default is 1 GB. Now you can come back later and change that to a higher amount. If you're running out of disk space, you can increase it anytime. And automatically create folders, you can leave that as automatic. And if you'd like a welcome email with instructions on how to set up the email client, you can tick that on. The email, you'll have to use webmail to view that email, which you can access. I'll show you how to access webmail after we create the email account. So all we need to do now is click create. Oops. And that will take you back to the email accounts list, and you'll see our new email address is listed. Now if you'd like to just check the webmail for that account or any account, you just click on the check email button, and that will open webmail, and you click on round cube, which is the webmail software, and that's your email. You can compose new messages, view sent, delete messages, and reply to any messages you receive. So let's close that. And now most people will want to set this email up or their email on their PC or other devices like tablet and mobile phones, obviously. So to get the details of the settings to use, we come over here and click on Connect Devices. And here you'll see the details you require. These are standard settings for any email client, program or application. And we always use the SSL settings for security. So the username is always the full email address. It's not just Johnny Boy. It'll be johnnyboy@hostmates.com.au. The password will be what you set when you created it. And then the incoming and the outgoing mail servers are always the same, which will be your domain. So in my case, my domain for this cPanel account is hostmates.com.au. So my incoming mail server will be mail.hostmates.com.au, and the same for the outgoing. Most people want to check their email on several devices, or set up their account on several devices. So it's recommended to use IMAP when creating your account, as that syncs much better across all devices, syncs your email. So make sure you enter the right port when creating an IMAP account. If you want to make POP, we'll use this port. And SMT port is the same for the outgoing mail, 465. So there is one important setting which is commonly overlooked, and the cause of people having problems logging in and sending mail. And that is both the incoming and the outgoing server requires authentication, which simply means your username and your password need to be set for both the incoming and the outgoing server. So when you set up your email program or applications, the default is to first enter your username and password for the incoming server. But there will be some extra settings, like an advanced button or extra settings, which you need to open, or it may even be identified as the SMTP settings or the outgoing server settings. So you need to open those settings and enter your username and password again. So that will ensure that when you receive our email incoming server, the username and password will be used to authenticate and log in. And then when sending, the same thing will happen. Username and password will authenticate your application to send mail from your server. And basically that is how you set up an email account in cPanel. There's not a lot more to it. It's just a matter of getting these settings correct. Often people will make a typo in the password or in the username, but most common error is not setting up the username and password for the outgoing mail server. So you can set that email account up on any device and start checking and sending your email. If you have any further problems, you can contact us, email us your question and issue, and often a screenshot with the error message or your settings, your email settings, will often help us to quickly identify the problem and get you up and running and using your email. And that is how you create a new email account in cPanel and locate the settings to set up your devices.